Flight boss, bitch. For sure. You're not listening to the Mind of Terry Smooth. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And this video right here is about phases. Because we all go through phases underneath these esoteric mazes, and it just causes changes. Now, here's the thing. Once you manifest a form of resistance that you could see in your life, that you could call changes, this means it's too late. You have already been in a portal, and you have already manifested everything out of those phases. And as a spirit, you wasn't wise enough to see things coming from a mile away. So it's playing out in your life as it's already too late. It's already dense. It's already heavy. It have already manifested as a person, place, or thing, or circumstance, or situation. It is no longer hitting you lighter in frequency as a thought form first, or a feeling and emotion first. The lighter and the higher and the more inclined and enlightened you are spiritually, the more you are able to see those bodies, the men and women bodies, hit your space. The more lower you is into the motherfucking third dimensional realm within your chakras and your spirit coming way down here and only paying attention to the ways of the world, you may miss things that hit your thought form. You may miss your first thought. You may miss certain influences. You may miss certain vibes. You may miss certain feelings because you're too predicated on what's in front of you, and how those things are playing out and how those things are making you feel. And therefore, this is what makes you low vibrational as an individual. But for the most part, before we get too lost into that, I want to talk about phases, because we all go through motherfucking phases. And you need to know phases is us going through esoteric mazes, and if you're going through that too long, it ends up manifesting as changes. But we want to stop it before it get manifested as resistance or changes in your life. We want to stop it before it get there. You see what I'm saying? We want to understand that we go through phases. So now that we understand we're going through phases, we can know that we're going through a certain phase during a certain period of the year, or during a certain period of time. And therefore, since we know we're going through a phase, we know how to not go too far into that based upon being lost into our feelings and our thought forms of being in a certain phase. You see what I'm saying? We know that we're going through a phase, and we know that this phase is predicated towards us. So now we know how to handle ourselves a lot better. And this is all correlated and back to supported to your spirituality. Your spirit depends on it. Now, check this out. When we start to talk about phases, now, here's the thing. This is correlated with your moon, your vibe, your emotions, your true state of being, your first lightest cloth. You know what I'm saying? Your shapeless, formless, non-flammable gas that you created as a spirit. Your soul force. You know what I'm saying? That first familiar memory, that first fire that turned into water, that first flame that turned into the world that you live in. You see what I'm saying? So, when we're talking about that, right? That's your moon sign, for the most part. Your feminine energies, your ability to receive instead of externally pushing out with your solar plexus to protect everything that you're receiving, or to stop things from going into your soft spot. So it plays out as a shield, aka your masculine, which is your solar plexus, your sun or your Mercury, play out as shields, mentalities, convictions, aka hardness, in order for other people's rocks don't go within and hit your soft spot. Because once something hits your soft spot, it's getting close to your spirit. And once something pierces through your soft spot, it just goes straight through you. And once your soft spot is damaged, you feel like you're no thing. You feel like you're nothing, which you're just back to your spirit. And then you have to create a bunch of image, ideas, and feelings and emotions in order to gain more shelter and security again. AKA, esoterically, you're building more shelters and shields in order to secure your space, your spirit, so it don't get damaged again. Which your spirit didn't get damaged, you just let something go through it. It ain't something supposed to bounce off you, not go through you. You see what I'm saying? Now, and that's some esoteric talk. But when we start to talk about phases, right? Alright, now look, check this out. Now, once we talk about phases, because everybody go through phases, you got to understand it from a clear perspective. Now, look, Aries through Pisces on you is your house system, especially when we talk about medical astrology, right? So, the head to be the Aries, the first house space. So, before we get lost into Western, we want to call this the first house instead of calling it Aries, you know what I'm saying? And before we get lost into Vedic and Sidereal and Eastern, you see what I'm saying? We know that the constellations are moving in another house. So, before we want to call another sign the previous sign, right? This is not about that right now. So keep that in mind. Right now we're talking about everybody going through phases, and it's where your seasons start. So based upon you having 12 houses, right? Whether you notice or not, any real phase last for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? You may have many phases, many moon mansions and things of that nature, but any real phase that you go through, pay attention throughout your life. They last for 3 months. Any real phase that a person actually go through and then get out of it to be like, damn, I was in something and now I'm into this now. AKA 9 times out of 10, it was something involving into 3 months worth of energy. You see what I'm saying? Keep that in mind. 90 days worth of energy. Keep that in mind. 3 houses passing worth of energy. So when we start to talk about phases, right? They last for 3 months. Now, but you're gonna go through 4 phases, aka you go through 4 seasons, right? So think about it like this when we talk about the houses. 1, 2, 3. That's a phase. Because a phase lasts for 3 months. But you got 4 phases. Then once we get to the 4th, 5th, and 6th house, that's another phase. Phase 2. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you go through another motherfucking phase. Right? Now, motherfucking 7, 8, 9. That's phase 3. See what I'm saying? And phases last for 3 months. Then you got motherfucker the 10th house, 11th, and the 12th house. That's phase 4. And that'll be the last 3 months. So you got 4 phases, aka you got 4 seasons that you got going on within you. And they last for 3 months. The real phases, the ones you can't get rid of that you have to understand just based upon experience. And when the 3 months is up. So here's the thing, right? It's going to be correlated based upon your moon sign. So this is how you help. This is going to help you understand when you're going through phases, when your phase start, when your phase going to end, because your phase don't start when other people's phases start. Your phases don't end where other people's phases end. And a lot of times, amongst others and close ones in our family and our relationships and our partners and our siblings, our associates and shit like that, it's so often that our phases clash. And one particular person in your life may be going through one phase, but the phase that you may be going through is opposite to the phase that they're going through. And we're going to break down each phase because you need to know phases is about birth, you know what I'm saying? The rise, the life, the fallen, the enable, the incapable, and the destruction, the death. And these are the 4 phases, the 4 seasons that we actually go through. So you can actually say that you actually go through a spring, a summer, a fall, a winter within you. Aldebaran or Aldebaran, a Regulus, an Antares, and a Formahawk within you. See what I'm saying? Archangel Michael, Raphael, Uriel, and Gabriel, Jabriel, whatever, within you. So we're going to break this down clearly what I mean. So look, check this out. Whatever sign your moon in, that constellation, whatever house gave birth to that constellation, that's the start of your season because it's correlated to the moon, right? So this is very ancient science right here where even the ancients didn't even understand this shit. So you need to know this is just beyond ancient, but it is ancient because of Archangel Uriel. So look, check this out. But this helps you understand because it's not fake. You once you understand this science, you'll be like, okay, boom, I'm going through this phase right now. So let's utilize this for an example. It doesn't matter wherever house it is, that's when your season start. So your season can start in the middle of our overall season, but that doesn't necessarily matter. It's your phase. And this will separate your phases from others. So right now, I'm going to use myself for an example, right? I'm an 8 degree Sagittarius moon. So for the most part, here's the thing. That's correlated to the 9th house. So that's where my seasons start for my phases. So you got 4 seasons, 4 changes, right? And phases last for 3 months. So keep that in mind. So here's the thing. Got that 3 and 4 and 7 energy. We all got that angelic to bring ourselves down here in the Elohim type shit. But let's break it down. Now look. 7 days a week type shit. But here's the thing, right? Now since I'm a Sagittarius moon, right? That means my birth or my summer or my first life to something season starts, right? In the 9th house energy. So keep that in mind. So 9th house, that'll be around, I don't want to give it a date, but let's just say 9th house in this motherfucker. So here's the thing, right? So since that's where my seasons start, anytime the sun is traveling through Sagittarius, that's when I'm going through a birth phase. So think about it. 9th house, 10th house, and 11th house will be phase 1. Phases last for 3 months. So that's when I'm going through a birth stage. So anytime the sun is going through Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius, aka the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th house, anytime the sun is going through that time of the year, I'm at a stage of creating new thoughts, giving birth to a whole bunch of new things. You know what I'm saying? That'll be the time where my blood is flowing the most. That'll be the time where I got the most life. That'll be the time where facial hair or my natural hair cycle start growing and things of that nature. So that'll be the time to not cut it and shit like that. If you're talking about split ends and things of that nature. Or that'll be the time to not necessarily express new things into the world like I'm already involved into it. This is a time to be at the drawing board, giving birth to a whole bunch of things and getting inspired and having a bunch of new life and getting energized in some way, shape, or form. AKA, it don't matter what circumstance I'm into, negative or positive, I'm adding new life to it in some way, shape, or form, giving it energy in some way, paying attention to it, entertaining it in some way. Now, when the sun go through motherfucking Pisces, Aries, and Taurus, right? AKA the 12th, 1st, and the 2nd house, right? That's I'm going through another phase. I'm going through another mood. I'm no longer going to feel the same way I felt about whatever I was trying to emit the first 3 months. See what I'm saying? As soon as the sun go into Pisces, Aries, and Taurus, now I'm going to be trying to solidify or put a lot of energy onto what I already accumulated as far as new things. So right now, I'm going to be in a stage of trying to show things, express things, all my new insight about shit, all my new shit that I've been through as far as experiences from the past 3 months. I'm now pushing that out as advice. I'm now trying to play it out as an example. I'm trying to live it. I'm trying to show it. I'm manifesting circumstances and situations, whether they're responsibilities or people, places, and things that can help me correlate everything that I was in a new spirit of in the first 3 months. You see what I'm saying? Going through the second phase. Now, once the sun go into Gemini, Cancer, and Leo, aka the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th house, for me, now I'm going through my fall season. Now I'm starting to look at everything I was giving so much energy to. I'm starting to look at it like, do I need to hold on to it? Or do I need to loosen up and see if it's something I need to add to it? AKA, here's where we start to get attached to something. And once we go through that fall period and we don't know when something is up and something has served its purpose and time is up, we're going to experience that catastrophic moment from whatever that we was on our high horse about from the previous 3 months, because we have created this new idea before expressing it the 3 months before that. See what I'm saying? 2 phases before that. Now that we in this phase, the 3rd phase, the 3rd season, you see what I'm saying? For the most part, now we in a circumstance where you're looking at it, and whatever it is, if you have got so much on a high horse, you may not even see it in a way that you need to let go. You might be blinded to the point that you don't see the fall time when you're going through that phase. So you're going to start to experience all kind of resistance from other people. The shit that you did get over with the past 3 months, these 3 months, this phase, people are going to start looking at that like it ain't so good no more. You're going to start looking at yourself like, damn, did I do something wrong? Do I got to do some extra shit? And the more that you is lost into that, trying to repeat what you did the previous 3 months in that phase, the more you keep trying to do the same thing and hope people change their outlook on it, the more you're going to fall with that shape and form as a spirit and feel spiritually damaged and be forced to let that shit go in some way, shape, or form and go through a death stage. And you don't want to go through a death stage in that period, in that kind of way, because that's like something that you really want to get snatched away from you, and you didn't know that you were supposed to open yourself up for something new, so your ass got so emotionally invested into that, now you don't even want to live anymore without that. You see what I'm saying? Or you think life is totally different. Now, say the motherfucking, then, when the motherfucker, and here's my ending, my death stage, for my phases. When the moon go through motherfucking, when the moon go through Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio, aka the 6th house, the 7th house, and the 8th house, that's my death period. So that's supposed to be the period of time I'm putting everything to rest. So I could be open enough, so I could be open enough for a new birth. So for the most part, I need to transform. I need to shed. I need to put death to things. I need to re-correlate. And if I'm still attached to something that's already fallen, I'm going to experience the death stage of it, aka shit not working no more and me being severely depressed in some way, shape, or form. If I wasn't spiritually already knowing what's going on. But for the most part, I'm just using myself, hanging myself on the cross, utilizing this as a testimony and example to help you understand where your moon phase start. You see what I'm saying? And where it stop. And that's when you know you're going through phases. So you ever heard somebody say, damn, I'm going through a phase right now? Or you ever been through something for a while and then you snapped out of it based upon a person, place, or thing, or a circumstance, a situation, and then you just had to tell yourself, I was going through a phase? 9 times out of 10, look back on that. A lot of y'all females, y'all already got diaries and journals and shit. So I'm pretty sure y'all can look at it and and look at y'all dates. You got January 11 on one, and then by the time you was done with that relationship or that phase or that feeling about the relationship that you probably still in, right? It probably got motherfucking March 26 on it. You know what I'm saying? And then once you look back, you like, damn, hold on. Yeah, this got January 11, January, February, March. Oh, shit, damn. And my new phase in my diary start in goddamn April. Oh, this shit is crazy. But real shit, it might really be like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is how you know how to so your phase might be different. You know what I'm saying? Let's say if your moon, say you have a Gemini moon. You see what I'm saying? So that means your season start in the 3rd house. So your season start at the end of spring, but that'll be the beginning of your spring. As far as within your season. You know what I'm saying? So you keep that in mind, and then you correlate it the same way how I just broke it down. And therefore, you're able to sit back and know when you're going through phases. So know when you're going through a birth stage for that 3 months. So that's the time that you are going to be lighting up. You are going to be lit up or lighten up a little bit if you are a harsh person, open to new ideas and people and groupings and stuff like that. That's that 3 months period of time where you're open to all that. You know what I'm saying? Then make sure you understand when you're in the living stage. You need to know that, motherfucker, that those next 3 months, you're in a stage of experiencing all the responsibilities and shit that you have to deal with or act upon or detach from the shit that you was thinking about and adding on to from the previous 3 months. And then once you move into the 3rd phase, right? That lets you know that understand how to modify things, redirect things, restructure things, aka know when something has served its purpose, and when time is up, know what to let go so you can be open enough to allow something else in that probably is better than that thing, so you can understand the difference between being lost in something and just being in a place of unsafety and being unsure for just a small period of time for the universe can develop something from that big substance, because that's a substance anytime you experience boundary, restriction, and limit. You know what I'm saying? Or retaining yourself. Or retention in some way. You know what I'm saying? Then, for the most part, when you and then after that, once you learn how to develop that within the circumstance that you have developed on the high horse from the previous 3 months, now you're in a death stage. AKA, did you put things to death yourself, or is you about to let God in the universe or Pluto or something put death to things for you? Now, if you put things to death for yourself, that means you learn from the fallen. You learn that, okay, this person, place, or thing ain't gonna be right for me in the future. So there are ways of showing me this right now. So let me be wise enough to go ahead and detach from this and let that fall. You know what I'm saying? AKA, that's you coming from the previous. Then once you went to the last 3 months, and for the lack of words, let's just say if your moon started in the 1st house, the last 3 of your season will be motherfucking the 10th, 11th, and the 12th house. Then for the most part, that'll be the period of time when the sun going through motherfucking Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. That'll be if your moon, let's say your moon is in Aries. Then when the sun is going through Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, that'll be the time that you have to put depth to things. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that you have already switched things up from the previous 3 months of falling, separating from certain things. Then once things that means getting emotionally secure or getting emotionally or feeling satisfied with your decisions. AKA you satisfied with what was let go and what was added on. And that's truly putting depth to something in some way, shape, or form. Then once you do that, you're living your water cycle. You're living your transit cycle. You're living your chakra cycle in the right way. AKA when you're going through these phases, since you know you're going through these phases, you're rising above the vibes and not getting washed up under the vibes. AKA each phase that you go through, you don't have to manifest it into it becoming changes that you go through. You can just understand that it's a phase and then ride the wave. And then the changes become very minor to the point that they're not changes at all. They're just like certain swerves, while you're surfing. You see what I'm saying? But nothing too catastrophic to make you wipe out. AKA in the 3rd dimension, that means situations getting too outweighed for you, too serious for you, need help for. You know what I'm saying? You need assistance, or you need some type of spiritual strength to gain to create more soul force, aka masculine thought forms and feminine feelings and emotions, to build up a shield to make you feel comfortable with going through those astral travels, aka circumstances and situations that play out as forms of resistance and shit that you rather not deal with at the moment. So keep that in mind. But for the most part, that's phases in this motherfucker. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air. And this is part 1.